Come on, don't you want to be a hero? Well, I don't know where you're from, but here in America, we try to get on the TV.
Hello and welcome to I Can't Believe It's Not the Mouse, the podcast all about animated movies not made by Disney. I'm your host, Octaviano Macias, and today I'm joined by a couple of guests. Arnel, please introduce yourself after that little weird dance you just pulled.
He was like...
Okay, sorry about that, people. I wonder if you guys are like watching this besides being interrupted. So, hey, my name is Arnel Regis, and I am a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber in general. I'm running the YouTube channel 3Fi. I'm like responsible mainly for doing animations and whatnot. So, if you want, you can go ahead, look up to my channel. Just hit me up. Just go search 3Fi, and that's me. You know, let's go.
Last but not least, the sexy beast. I'm Joseph, known as Morbid Days on Twitch. I stream whenever I can, when I can, and we're just gonna ignore the one wearing the flash. All right, this will be now just me and the guy over here dancing like he's in a Squid Game. Okay, the one talking about 3-5. Yeah, just me and him from now on. Just ignore the flasher. Okay. Anyway. Doing morbidly obscene things in this chair. Anyway, so yeah, Morbid Days on Twitch. Thank you.
I'm just saying, you introduced yourself as the sexy beast, so I was just like, I've gotta jerk that off. Arnel just came. I didn't even do that much.
I don't know.
Yeah, I know, right? You did so much. You're like money shot all of the camera. Oh my god.
All right, so
acting like you're not in a Squid Game. Relax.
He's in the octopus game.
Right?
Oh God, no. That's not. Too many tentacles.
Not enough.
Okay. That's on your preference. Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
we're here talking about canceled animated features.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about a trio of them. I went through a few of it. I've been looking at this stuff over the years. Arnel just got a very fresh take. That was a weird comment. Sorry, that threw me off a bit.
I got a fresh steak. Yes, I had a fresh steak. It was medium rare.
Medium rare, yeah, that's right. Garlic butter on top with a little bit of asparagus. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That didn't come out the right way, but okay, whatever. Anyway.
It never comes out right, but it goes in raw, right? Got it. Thank you for that, Arnel.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, 3-5 at its best.
Okay.
So, anyways,
sometimes honesty is brutal. You can't.
Right now, he's wondering, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah, I don't
kind of
know.
a little bit, but yeah. So
Okay. All
We're
right.
talking about canceled animated features. This is something just to kind of break up the last few weeks where I've been doing nothing but animated movies. Just something interesting, change it up a bit, And to start things off, I figured we'd visit our favorite sponge under the sea, SpongeBob SquarePants, who you may be surprised.
Aye.
I'm gonna have to keep that in.
Yeah.
You may be surprised. After so many movies, actually had a canceled feature. I'm not sure if either of you guys were aware of that.
Nope.
No, not really, honestly. This is the first time I'm actually hearing some of these.
Seriously.
In this case, it was an animated feature involving space cats, because cats are the thing right now.
I don't
wonder
understand
why
what
that's a
everybody's
thing.
fascination. Yeah, exactly. I don't understand what we have to have a cats movie. We have to have cats everything.
Cats don't
Furry
dance.
Cats this, cats don't. Oh my god. Then it was like SWAT cats in the 90s. What is everybody's fascination with cats? They've always been there. They've
You
always
need to
been
watch
here.
the movie. Anyways.
Yeah, and all of our
Cats.
dogs movies went straight to DVD. Remember Air Bud? That's
Oh,
fucking
No, they
went
went straight to
straight
heaven.
DVD.
That's fucked up.
Hey, that's fucked up.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
fucked up.
Wow.
How was
You,
that fucked
sir.
up? You
You,
never heard
sir.
of How Dogs Go to Heaven?
Yes, we have, but we don't want to talk about dogs dying in the movie. Jesus Christ.
They didn't die,
No.
dude. Slapped and woke up in heaven.
Jesus Christ. Octave's words right now is like beating a bag of dead puppies already.
Right? Oh my god.
I mean, better that than a bag of dead dicks.
He's beating him down like a sack full of dead puppies. Somebody get my mother's mop.
So,
I remember.
Mm.
all right. So, with all that aside, Yeah, so space cats come to Bikini Bottom to kidnap Gary of all things. They think it's some kind of snail god, and SpongeBob, Squidward, Sandy, and pretty much the typical gang you get out of these have to go rescue Gary from these weird cats. Like they actually made these cats design like they're typical sci-fi dudes, but with tiny little cat heads. So it was kind of weird to look at.
Oh no!
I'll have to throw some images for the video version just so you can get an idea on this. But yeah, SpongeBob versus space aliens who were cats. At some point in the story, SpongeBob and Patrick met their human selves, which was like a little boy and a little girl. Weird. And this was before we got the recent CG movie Sponge on the Run. Like this is called It's a Wonderful Sponge, which you would assume based on that title that it would be an It's a Wonderful Life parody. But no, space aliens, Bikini Bottom. Joe, I see you laughing. I know it's hard to take in.
I just also thought of something funny. When SpongeBob should also meet his alternate, reality version, his like darker emo self. Like if this SpongeBob lived in Hot Topic, we'll call him Brillo. The Brillo.
You know what SpongeBob should meet his gangbanger self. Like those T-shirts that they make where it's like the gangbanger SpongeBob Spongebanger.
With the old school MySpace one where he's like throwing up gang signs with like
oh my god,
the
MySpace shit.
Yes,
with the glittery fucking
with the glittery Bugs Bunny.
Stupid. Oh
yeah,
god.
It's about as weird as
I hated that
movie.
time. Oh my god, that was so
Disney.
Oh Disney.
Disney bought off Paramount.
Oh man.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I mean the plot sounds weird. It's about as weird as having Spongebanger be an actual character. I'm calling him Spongebanger now. Like, apparently even in this kid thing, there were at some point supposed to be a whole thing where SpongeBob and Gary were gonna die. Like they were actually gonna sacrifice themselves to lead the space cats into a black hole. Now,
yeah, man,
they probably would have come back, in the end because it's a kids movie. But at the same time, since there's actually animated footage, like pretty much animatics out there on this, it's weird that that's what it closes off on. Like, whoever was making this should have at least given us some closure on it because, wow, SpongeBob and Gary dying. All the kids are going to be crying in the theater.
I mean, didn't they like... Oh, okay, you go ahead, Joe. You go first.
I was going to say, they did the same thing with Scooby-Doo recently, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, with Scoob.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Where, like, Scooby had to sacrifice himself by going into, like, hell or whatever.
Yeah. And then, I don't want to spoil it for anybody else who hasn't seen it, but yeah, somebody does instead, and it's like, oh, didn't see that coming.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it, and I was just like, this took a turn. I did not expect this from a movie such as Scooby-Doo. Okay.
Yeah.
But then, so imagining that with SpongeBob is kind of like, wow. Okay, but then again, I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh as a kid and stuff like that, so it is what it is. Yeah, they got some balls. Okay.
Yeah, man. Sometimes you gotta introduce death in a kids movie. It's part of life. Eventually, they gotta figure out that death is a part of being young. No. No.
You know what's funny is that you're right.
Yeah.
I was the same way when I grew up watching like Titan AE, and I didn't really realize how much death and destruction was in that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And I was like, okay. So people are literally losing their lives. And I just watched this thinking, damn, this soundtrack is fire.
Yeah.
It's my turn to fly. And you're just like, I'm not really paying attention to this, but damn, SpongeBob like that? That's dark. That's
Yeah, and
rough.
apparently that was the reason why it was even canceled to begin with, because they were like, this is gonna go way too dark for a storyline. And I'm like, to be fair, I kind of would have preferred that they made that one
Me
over
too.
the movie that they made. I don't know if either of you have watched it, but the recent CG movie is
Mm.
bad. It's not.
No.
Yeah, like it's it's got its moments. I love the animation in it. Like it's a really good recreation of 2D on 3D, but it's such a lazy story. Like at some point they just stopped the movie just to promote the preschool show or whatever they're doing with like baby SpongeBob in camp, and it's like you did not need to waste like 20 minutes of the movie on that shit.
See, it sounds to me like it would have been better if they went with this as opposed to, with the recent movie, like you were saying. But I mean, that's another thing too. They already kind of introduced death in the first movie, if I remember correctly. Where like, didn't they dry out? If I remember, if memory
Yeah.
serves, or like they almost died.
Yeah, yeah, they
Yeah.
were like under a heating lamp, and then
Yeah.
like, oh my god, they were just being stuck there before they could become like ornaments on around the whole little tool shed place that
Yeah.
the freaking
Yeah.
mariner is supposed to be in.
Yeah,
It's a
So yeah, that was
good
supposed to
job.
be the dramatic point. And I thought that was gonna be like a very traumatic moment for them, but hey, what I thought
Yeah.
that was just like the smallest dark moment in that movie. But I
Yeah.
didn't think they'd go ahead and send freaking SpongeBob to oblivion. Fucking
he was going to the Shadow Realm to become the next Duel Monsters
Yeah.
champion.
basically that. Yeah. He's just
With
taking
the
one
cats.
gigantic cat with him.
Yeah,
in the
it's
process.
all good, no big deal.
Yeah,
But I
it's
mean,
all good.
Then again, a lot of these movies and everything have now become a lot more darker, and I started
yeah.
noticing that, especially Toy Story 2 and Toy Story 3. I don't care what anybody says; those are dark.
Yeah, they
Those
are dark.
as hell. So,
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you got your favorite childhood pals who, in our age range, grew up with, are literally accepting death,
I mean,
Yeah, and
holding
third
hands,
one.
accepting death.
I mean, granted, this is a much older movie, but I
Yeah.
actually recently saw Watership Down. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
Oh
movie.
my god! Wait a minute, Watership
Water-
Down. Which one? Did you see the live action?
The animated,
one?
the animated.
The animated one. Okay. Which one? The 3D animated one or
Okay.
the actual 2D?
The 2D animated one.
Okay, then you're all right. That's fucking dark as shit.
Yeah, 'cause
Never heard of
Okay.
it. Never seen it.
basically it's a bunch of rabbits. I'm gonna do the brief synopsis because of course I
Yeah,
already
do
talked
it.
about
Do the
this.
abridged version.
So you got like this rabbit who's like foresees a bunch of shit, and he basically tells like his brother like, look, we're gonna die. Like I'm seeing visions that this rabbit hill that we're on is gonna be surrounded by like dirt. It's gonna be like filled with death and whatnot. They tried warning their chief, like, look, this is what he first saw, and he's never been wrong. We gotta go. They end up like the chief is like, nah, that's bullshit. Only a few rabbits decide to go along with them, so they leave. Pretty much find a place called Watership Down, which is supposed to be like this utopia of sorts. And yeah, they get another rabbit from that group that didn't leave with them, basically coming in and saying like, yeah, this is what happened. And you actually see like this little animation of all the rabbits being, pretty much just left in the ground with dirt piling on them and them just cuddling together. And you see like this nightmarish image of them dying on there. And that's not even the end of the movie. This is like 30 to 40 minutes into the movie because they're like, and this is kind of funny, but it's still like, they're like, okay, look, we can't just end the movie here because it's all just male rabbits who ended up going away. There was like one female rabbit, but she got eaten by like an eagle or some shit. So they're like, look, we got to get ourselves some women because we got to, reproduce up in here so we can live on and have our kids and whatnot. So they find another group of rabbits in a place that's like a dictatorship. And you get like this fat, nasty rabbit who's like constantly abusing like all these other rabbits in his group. Like you see them scratching each other, like biting each other, like, and it does not shy away from the
Jesus
blood.
Christ.
Yep. This ain't this ain't your ordinary kid show with rabbits. This
You're
is
gonna
Yeah,
have
like,
to
they
send
actually-
me the name so I can watch this and be traumatized too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called Watership Down.
Watership.
If you got HBO Max, you can easily find it there. But yeah, it is. I think it's even on YouTube because I actually managed to find the full
Yeah,
thing on
it's
there.
it's currently on YouTube, and I think it's on Amazon Prime Video. If
I have
I'm
Amazon Prime.
correct. So
Yeah, so
we could
like
probably
that's
try
definitely
that.
one where it's like, goddamn.
It's probably not
Yeah.
as traumatic as Squid Games is what everybody's telling me.
Oh, hey,
People are-
actually, going on a tangent, I bought the costume because I'm gonna be wearing that at
Of
Target.
course you did, you psycho.
First of all, it's red. I can get away with that costume. I'm gonna go ahead and wear that in there and be in the register, just saying this, not say a single word, stay in mask character. So it's gonna be fun. Hey, come on, come on. Would you rather have me as a contestant? I'd rather at least look like I
It would
work
be funny
there.
if you were a contestant. Because then you
That'd
could
be
run
fun.
away and act like you got shot. Because you weren't
That would be
working.
cool, though.
It would be hilarious.
It would.
See,
be.
exactly. And then you could have your supervisor call it up and be like, player 456, return to the register. Like, oh shit.
Oh man, I would. I
Player
would like to-
154, it's your lunch break.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. I honestly
So
would
speaking
like
of
that.
Squid Games, Squidward was in there, but I didn't see him do much in the SpongeBob movie. I don't know. That was a weird ass transition, but whatever.
Yeah, right. Oh my god. Speaking of SpongeBob, side note. I don't know if y'all have seen this like creepy fucking pasta like Patrick becoming some type of homicidal starfish that like trying to eat everybody or something
Oh
like that.
yeah, like he ends up like becoming like a giant kaiju or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, exactly. Like I seen the whole thing and read it, and like a friend of mine shared it on Facebook, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" I was like, "Oh my god!" And I found myself encapsulated in the whole story. Like, it
SpongeBob
was
anime.
nuts. Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, almost. It is disturbing. It is disturbing. But I
What do I
couldn't
need
look
to
away.
search up? What do I need to search up for this? What the hell?
I
What
was
is
like,
this?
wow, Squidward, you the man.
Okay.
Yeah,
Alright then.
yeah. I
Oh gosh.
yeah.
So, anyways, going back to just the little movie. I mean, there's really not much information on it. I mean, this was basically like 2 years back at the most that this stuff started coming out. So either there's not much work on it, or you're gonna slowly see this over the years. But it's just something I found interesting that we're going in this weird direction of taking SpongeBob to space with like space cats, having it end with SpongeBob essentially sacrificing himself. So I'm like, okay, I kind of want to know more about what happened there, but again, there's really not much going on that. So moving on to the next deleted movie that I wanted to talk about. This would be a DreamWorks animated feature called Me and My Shadow. At one point, it was supposed to be directed by the guy who did The Emperor's New Groove, Mark Dindal. Later on, it was Edgar Wright, who most people know for like Scott Pilgrim, Shaun of the Dead, a lot of great movies.
Hot Fuzz.
My favorite from his. Yeah, and this was basically like, okay, what if we were in a world where shadows were alive, and a lot of the animation on it was based on 2D animation. Like, it was still going to be a 3D animated feature, but when it came to the shadows, it was all being done 2D, which is why this has become a popular movie amongst people who look into this stuff, just because they were like, this could have been a great way to bring back 2D animation to an extent. But yeah, it just never happened. There's not much of a story that I could find on it, really. Like, I know there is like the general plot idea of like, okay, the Shadow, named Shadow Dan, voiced by Bill Hader, finds like this other Shadow who I believe was voiced by Tom Hiddleston, is plotting to like get some kind of vengeance on the human world. So he tries teaming up with his person who is played by Josh Gad, and he's like this shy, nervous loser kind of character, and they try to work together to solve this problem. Honestly, it's just one of those things where it's like, I've seen a lot of animated footage, and there is a lot of concept art to it, but the plot is just so bare bones that it's hard to kind of pinpoint like, okay, what exactly was going to happen. But it's still a very interesting one, just because of just the general idea and the way they were mixing the technology. Like, there's some animatics from it, where the shadow almost looks like a modern version of the genie from Aladdin. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, what I can really definitely draw from that idea is that I don't know why, as I continue to do some research on this movie, it just reminded me so much of the one episode in Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, right,
it
the shadow
basically plays exactly like that. It's Courage meets his shadow.
Yeah.
Like, rich man dies, like a rich evil man dies, and his counterpart, being a shadow, goes ahead and runs rampant around the human world and starts scaring the shit out of them, stuff. And so that's basically the whole movie. If they had completely like went with it, done in that whole 30 minutes. But they gotta have to like extend it longer. But other than that, yeah, that would have been a good opportunity to combine those two mediums together.
Yeah.
And be able to actually see, like, 2D animation still has a lot to offer instead of just us being stuck in this kind of like almost photorealistic 3D animated world now.
You're absolutely right. Because I'm honestly, everything now that you see, it kind of starts meshing in together to where you're like, it feels like I've already seen this before.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the same with me when the other day when somebody told me, "Oh, have you seen Coco?" I was like, "No." "Have you seen Luca?" "No." I was like, "Wait, isn't that the same thing?" And then I was like, "Oh, I almost thought no," because like the way it looks at first glance without recognizing it, kind of just kind of bunch it all together. And then like I thought the same thing with, I think it was Raza and is it called Raza and the Last Dragon?
Oh, Raya and the Last Dragon.
Raya.
All those three I have yet to see, and I was like, when did Raya come out? I'm like, wait, where have I been? And I'm like, damn, they all kind of look the same. Like it's the same thing over and over again. So yeah, I would have liked to see something a little more less photorealistic or less, I guess I don't know. I kind of miss that old school like Titan AE, look, that old school like 2D-ish,
Yeah, like when you
I forgot what it's called, the style. It's been so long.
And
like
cell animation.
Yeah, there you go.
Cell animation, pretty much.
Cell, yeah. I would have loved to. I want to see that again. Like, Treasure Planet, Titan AE, Atlantis type stuff,
Yeah,
Right.
Those are the best.
And the funny thing is that like with Me and My Shadow, I mean that wasn't like the first movie to actually incorporate 2D with 3D stuff. You already saw that with Atlantis and then Titan AE and all that stuff. We already saw that actual tidbits going on. Hell, even the Iron Giant, especially that one.
Oh yeah, I gotta forget that one.
Don't forget that one because the Iron Giant was literally the combination of CGI and 2D traditional animations put together. So having that being said, I mean, just to because it's been gone for a while. So having Me and My Shadow, that would have been a great reintroduction to that kind of genre. And hopefully, and I wish it wasn't just Japan making all of these really good cell animated movies as of late.
But even Japan is kind of moving away from that, if you notice it, because over the years we've seen like Lupin the Third, we've seen the Pokemon animated movie that they did where it was like a remake of the first one. They're doing the new Dragon Ball movie, CG.
That is weird to me.
When I
saw the trailer, it looked, I don't know, it looked
foreign. It looked foreign to those who are like diehard fans of the actual thing. So that's why, like, it's like, wait, you're gonna, look, I mean, I can get CGI being done from a video game standpoint. Hell, I think we've all enjoyed a little bit of Jump Force ourselves, right? Joe and like we've all like enjoyed some bit of it here and there.
Yeah.
But to turn the whole like storytelling medium from what it originally was, which was the 2D animation, and up to CGI, that's kind of a big gamble. But you're also like you're gonna really weird out your audience here because wait a minute, this whole thing has been done in generations within this kind of medium, which is cell animation or 2D or like this, like some, because I feel like with the 2D animation and the cell animation altogether, it stays true to the artist's vision. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
there's like more depth into it from like versus if you bring it in just because if it's on a 3D standpoint, now you're just following into the rest of the crowd. It might lose some of its identity.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much like when it comes to CG, I'm fine with it. I do love the look of a lot of other movies that have employed it. Sometimes it looks really great. Sometimes they do something really special. But it's true, like you lose a lot of the spirit that you would get from a 2D animated thing. Like I was actually reading a thing a few weeks back where the creator of Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack, Genndy Tartakovsky, was talking about his experience on doing Primal after doing like the whole show of Transylvania movies. And he's like, look, CG is fine, but there's always more personality to something drawn because it's coming from a specific person and it's just the way they do it. With a computer, like nothing against that, but you're pretty much looking at something that with a few keystrokes, you're getting the same thing as what someone else did.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's no love or desire. There's no desire to bring this to life as opposed to like, you know, somebody actually doing this, you know what I mean, or something like that. Like,
yeah,
hell, even when I did it when I was in animation with y'all back in the day, like I enjoyed that a lot more as opposed to, you know, doing it over CG or something like that. And like, nah, you know, it wasn't my thing because at least I was like, holy crap, this is the potential of what I can do versus this is what I can do, but it really wasn't that much effort into it. It's like I achieved more when I worked more, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm worried about. It's funny that you bring that up. I was actually worried about it when I saw the trailer for the new Dragon Ball movie. I was like, they're pushing it. I think they're really pushing it. Like, they hit the sweet spot when they did Super Broly.
Yeah,
when they did Super Broly,
I
was like, we got first person point of view. We got everything going for us. They did angles. They did like the fast motion, you know, animation. Like it was beautiful. It was beautifully done. When I went to the theaters, I was blown away. I was like, I need to see this again. When I saw it and rented it, and I even downloaded the movie, and after I bought it, I was like, okay, perfect. This is it. This is what we like to see. Now it's competing up with Naruto. It's competing up with a whole bunch of other animes that we're seeing with this kind of style. Hell, I even found myself liking Demon Slayer when I seen that kind of style. I was like, damn, okay, this is great. Do I catch myself still rewatching the old school DBZ? You betcha. I was watching Gohan versus Cell last night. I was like tearing up like that's my boy, man. Yeah. But I was like, this is what, you know, it's just the fact of nostalgia mixed with a little bit of like that feel, that emotional feel, because you can feel that somebody put their heart and soul into this when they made this come to life. And when you see it come to life, you're just like, damn, this is beautiful. So when we're on the topic of this kind of hurts because I can't imagine somebody like come up with this idea, somebody spending time and money or something like that, and then to hear that it gets canceled, it kind of questions you a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much why I find canceled animated movies so damn fascinating. It's just the idea that they put this much work, and it's something that, you know, even if it didn't have a finished story, had a large chunk of stuff being done to it. And then to just have it never be made. I mean, I get it. There's only so much money you can waste on these things. But with animation, it's a lot different from live action, where with most live action stuff, if it gets canceled, it's before they even do any actual work on it. Like at most, you might get into like the storyboarding phase, but it's nothing where it's like, okay, we're too deep on it. With animation, you'll find some of these that could practically be ready to go movies because they already have like all the storyboards, the acting, everything down. It's just turning it into a finished product, and then it doesn't happen, which is pretty much what ended up happening with the last movie that I wanted to talk about, the one that has honestly had so much put into it just because it's pretty much from 2 decades back now. It eventually became The Emperor's New Groove. Like, it's kind of crazy to think that that movie went through a whole phase where it was a completely different movie. And I know they always say that about any animated movie where it's like, okay, you know, it'll have its stages where it feels completely different. But this is one of those where it's like, no, it's to a point where that original version could be its own movie.
Mm-hmm.
And some people have argued that, yeah, it technically was, which is, as it was known at the time, Kingdom of the Sun, where basically in this version, similar basic setting in terms of it was like an Aztec setting. You had, just like with the Emperor's New Groove, a selfish prince or emperor or whatever. But in this version, it was more like the Prince and the Pauper in terms of, at some point, the main character, who in this version was called Manco, still voiced by David Spade, and you could even see clips of this, meets this peasant named Pacha. So that name actually stayed through from this version to the Emperor's New Groove. And basically they switch places. Yzma, who's pretty much the closest to what it was from the original version to the finished version, is in this, but in this version, her deal is that she wants to basically get rid of the sun because it's some Aztec fairy tale belief kind of thing, where it's like, okay, look, the sun is what makes you age. If we get rid of that, I'll be young forever. Weird plot, but again, it's supposed to be fantasy, so I'll let it slide.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so in this version, drastically different. It was more of a drama. There was musical numbers in there done by Sting of all people, because they were like, we're riding off the high. Yeah, kind of funny.
So sick though.
Like we're riding off the high of Elton John doing the songs for what do you call it? The Lion King.
It was quite a boom for music within that area for animation, surprisingly. There was so much going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, with that, I mean, even with Disney, they called it the Renaissance, because it was pretty much them having hit after hit after hit after hit, and pretty much being up top, because pretty much from the period of Walt Disney's death up till The Little Mermaid, it was nothing but either failures or stuff that didn't really connect with people. And it was just a mess between all the different movies. Some are still good. I would argue that most of them at least had some worthwhile stuff, but a lot of it didn't work. Now, of course, before I go any further, I probably should have mentioned this. In terms of why I'm even talking about this, even though it's technically a Disney thing, and I've mentioned before, this is a non-Disney podcast. The fact of the matter is, since it was not a finished movie, it technically is not a movie that Disney made, so fair game as far as I'm concerned. Plus, this is a special episode, so the rules can go out the window for all I care.
I think right now, recently, I've heard that with the somewhat success of the Snyder Cut for Justice League, now a lot of people have been rallying as of late on Twitter, saying that they want to get that actual version of The Emperor's New Groove out and actually see what it would originally be. But I feel like that's going to be a lot more difficult versus like something that they had to consistently go for when it came to like DC. We're talking about like a way bigger company than DC. It's been here for like almost like, I don't know, generations.
Yeah,
so
not to mention
I don't know how. So like I want to know how they will be able to accomplish such a feat to actually get that cut of the movie.
Yeah, not to mention it's a thing that's been pretty much done. Like, you know, there's been no work on it. It's just been done for over 2 decades. It's going to be like, look, we're going to have to go back and look through all these files. Yeah, then have to consider if anything's been lost over the time, since, of course, you had Eartha Kitt, who was Yzma in that version. The fact that she's gone is like, look, if they need to do any kind of final touch-ups, if there was anything she might have missed, you can't do that. So it's kind of impossible to do this. Like, at most, the only thing I would want to see released out of this, if they were to release it, is just like whatever work in progress version they had before they canned that version, before Disney came in. Well, Disney didn't really come in. It was pretty much just the execs were telling the director, Roger Ehlers, like, look, you got to finish this up. You can't get in any delays. He refused, so he quit, and then Mark Dindal, who was working on it pretty much separately, because at that point, one was trying to turn it into a comedy, the other was still trying to be dramatic, pretty much just took over, and it became the movie that we got, which I don't know. It's one of those weird things because I'm like reading through everything that we've got, seeing everything. Isma, getting a song. Erta Kid, great singer, of course. So seeing her actually sing a villain Disney song is
Yeah.
is great. Like this is like the full thing is available like on places like Spotify, so you can find it easily.
Mhm.
It's honestly one of my favorite Disney villain songs, so it's a shame that it's never been actually an actual thing. But shoot, I lost my train of thought.
No, no worries. No, you were on a roll there. Continue.
Yeah,
I
seriously,
lost my
because
train.
I love her as a kid, man. She was
Yeah, she's great. Honestly, if you're thinking about DC, if there's one thing that I'm really happy right now about them is that they're honoring her as Catwoman a lot more these days because
yeah.
pretty much every Catwoman that they've been doing as of late has been modeled after her version. So I'm like, you know what? That's I gotta respect that. But
Yeah, they did that with the new Batman, right? I haven't seen the trailer yet.
yeah, because then the new one,
Is it Zoe Kravitz, right?
Zoe Kravitz, which funny enough, she was actually the voice of Catwoman for the Lego Batman movie. So it's like, huh? So she stepped
Yeah.
up from the animated to the live action.
I
That's
heard
pretty
it,
awesome.
Sick.
Yeah, you didn't know?
No, I didn't know because I haven't seen the trailer yet either. Honestly.
I haven't seen the trailer, but yeah, I knew,
It's
I
pretty
knew
cool.
as soon as
I'll
I
say
saw
this
it.
much. I'm kind of tired of the greedy real Batman that they've been doing since Batman
Since
Begins.
the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
To its credit, this does look like a really good version of it, and it's from the guy who did the recent Planet of the Apes movies, which were both great. So I'm like, you know what? I have full
Planet of the
confidence on
Apes?
this. Planet of the Apes, yeah. The one with
Oh, you okay? I was gonna say, wait a minute, aren't those called something different? With what's his name? He played Gollum in Lord of the Rings.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, Andy
Yeah,
Serkis.
Andy
Yeah.
Serkis.
So you're talking about the CGI ones, not the Planet of the Apes with like Mark Wahlberg or
No, not those. The more recent ones where they have
yeah. Okay.
Andy Serkis
Yeah.
as Caesar.
Gotcha.
Those were honestly really good, and
They were.
Mhm.
the fact that it's that director and like I said, the trailer looks really great. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm tired of seeing this version of Batman. I want more of the supernatural stuff since that's what a lot of the cartoons, comics, had. But I'm willing to, ignore that just to watch this because it does look really good. So I would say check that out.
'Cause it's
Whenever
the
you can, it's
goddamn
definitely worth
Batman.
it. There was actually a petition going around where they wanted Kristen Stewart to be the Joker opposite of Batman, and I'm like, you know what?
This isn't the Flashpoint paradox.
I
This
kind of
isn't
would
the
go for it.
Flashpoint
Honestly, I would
paradox.
kind of go for it just because it would be kind of funny. Though to
I mean,
be,
it'd be quite interesting to see. To be honest.
As a Flashpoint paradox, yes.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh wait! What?
I
Wait,
really
you've never
don't
seen the
care.
Flashpoint paradox?
No, I've seen the Flashpoint Paradox. I love that one to death, but at the same time, I wanted to actually see the female counterpart of Joker more to be part of that, not just as part of a paradox, but it's
Yeah.
I don't
actually
know. I kind of like the idea. I mean, she already mentioned she's not going to do that, but she is
Yeah.
willing to be a villain against Robert Pattinson. So I'm like, all right, I'm interested in seeing
That
whatever
would
she
be
wants
hilarious. That
Yeah,
would be
that'd be
honestly
hilarious.
hilarious.
to do. Yeah, especially because I'm like, look, I know a lot of people still hate those movies, the Twilight movies, but I'm like, you know what? They were a decade ago.
The
Every
only
actor
thing,
does stupid shit,
Yeah.
so you gotta. I mean, it's not even their fault, really. The material was stupid to begin with, so it's like you don't blame the actors for that.
No, you don't. Honestly, what I blame is just the source material as a whole for
Yeah.
even existing. But no, the
I don't
only
know
part that
far,
well, I mean,
I mean, it's dumb, but I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Don't-
I get its place.
the only part that I really enjoyed from the movies was when everybody died at the very end.
Dude, I recently saw that. I recently
Yeah.
saw that clip, and I was like,
That was
this
metal.
is wild because it's kind of like watching the Endgame fight,
exactly.
but
Yeah, it was
on
like
a lower budget. and
Yeah.
with a smaller cast, and I'm like, what is
People
this?
were losing their lives. This is great. Like I was like watching this, like, damn, she's holding his head. Okay,
I'm just disappointed
okay.
that Bella's dad, mustache dad, did not show up at some point with a gun, just shooting people up.
Yes, mustache dad. Let's go.
But
Oh man.
anyways, going back to the animated movie. We're supposed to be talking about because we're on a tangent.
Mustache dad.
Mustache Dad approves.
Fucking
Yeah.
All right.
Drinking Rainier.
Yeah, like
Which is really weird too, because I actually lived about an hour and a half away from where those were filmed and where it's actually physically located in Washington.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So when he was drinking Rainier, I was like, damn, I missed one of those beers, man. Man, mustache name.
but think
Bring a
about
load shotgun, bring them in.
think about charming things in actors. One of the things that I should point out for that early version of The Emperor's New Groove, the Pacha character, instead of being John Goodman in this version, it was Owen Wilson doing the voice.
Wow.
He even says that, like, if you actually look this up, there are clips of this online. There's even a documentary on this thing called The Sweatbox. It's not supposed to be out there, but of course people have leaked it out, and you can find it if you look hard enough. But you can actually see clips of Owen Wilson talking to David Spade as Pacha. Of course, the design was vastly different, so it didn't look weird. But at some point, when they encounter each other, he's all like, "Oh wow, you look like me," and he actually said that, and I'm like, so even on a deleted movie that never happened, he still got to say "wow," but not on Loki.
Oh, wow. Is that like a tattoo?
Hey, don't touch.
Nope.
I feel like here. Okay, just to be like on a side note there for the Loki one, that series. I feel like they're just gonna say that for the final season.
Yeah, they're gonna save that.
Because that's gonna be like such a climactic end to his character. That's gonna be the full circle.
I'm so excited for Loki season 2. Loki.
Yes, same
Loki.
here, buddy.
So I'm not gonna lie. When they first announced it, I was like, "Oh, Loki getting his own show." I'm like, why? I was like, why?
I felt.
But then when you watch it, I'm like, what?
I'm not gonna lie. I was literally like that with all the TV shows when they first heard them. I was like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I was like, WandaVision. The hell is all this? I'm like, I don't want to watch these guys. I don't really like them anyway as a character. Watches them, regrets everything I ever said, and wants to kill my past forever.
It makes you want to go ahead and make the timeline.
I want to, yeah, right. I want to kill my past. That didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. Like, listen, you ignorant asshole.
I mean, me personally,
you're gonna like WandaVision. You're gonna shut up.
Your past needs the TVA right away.
Loki was good.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, it was only Loki that I was ever worried about. WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, I was always kind of hyped for, but at the same time, I always had that worry that it would go bad because I'm like, look, we've been down this hole before. Technically speaking, we had like the Daredevil, like the Netflix stuff, and once it got to Iron Fist, Iron Fist killed the momentum so bad that
I still liked Iron Fist. I just hated how it ended. It ended.
I hated Iron Fist.
But I actually enjoyed it.
The first season was very it irked the hell out of me.
I really liked it, but the only part that pissed me off was when he gave away his power. That pissed me off. I was like, "You stupid, ignorant bitch!" Yeah, I was like, "What?"
Wait, did he give it away? I feel like he only
gave it away.
Half of it.
No, he gave it all away.
Oh yeah, he gave it to that girl with the samurai sword.
Spoiler alert! But it's been over 6 years, so I don't give a shit.
And no one really liked it, anyways. I mean,
yep. But no, I was like, "What the hell? Like, why would you do that? Like, this is not how we do things around here." Danny, are you okay? Danny, somebody kill one of the screenwriters. We need a new one. Someone at Disney's getting fired. Or Netflix, sorry. What? No, you don't know. What? And then when he comes out with the guns, I was like, okay, we're kind of getting back to the source, but not really. But then I was like, we're left with so many more questions. Like, seriously, like that was supposed to be his uncle's guns.
Mm-hmm.
And his uncle was a part of also Oh my god, I cannot believe I'm blanking on the name. What was it called again? Kunlun.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I know the way they ended that thing. So yes, he did get some of that power back. He still had some of it. Well, took it from another body that ended up.
I gotta
having
be
the Iron
honest.
Fist.
By that point, I just stopped caring and I didn't even bother watching that much. I just really hated Iron Fist season 1 so damn much. When it got to the Defenders, I was just like, okay, this is a little bit better, but I'm still feeling burnt out by this. No, seriously.
That's a little bit better.
He treated the show and was like, yo, I'm gonna call you Nick because Danny, use a phantom. Clicks off the TV.
No, seriously, it killed the momentum for me because
You liked it, shut it. You like that joke, and you know it. That's like laugh. Laugh.
it ruined the experience for me. I mean, once it got to Jessica Jones season 2, I was like, okay, I'm kind of tired, and there's a lot of asshole bullshit in this. I just don't care. Did not bother watching the rest of any of the other shows just because Iron Fist killed it so bad that I just did not want to bother feeling this stuff. And I was like, you know what? If this is how they're gonna connect it all, it ain't worth it. I'm just done.
I actually enjoyed all of them. I really did, even especially Defenders. The only thing that bothered me, Defenders was too short.
Yeah, it was only like one season, right?
It was one season, like 5 episodes, which led up to Daredevil Part 3. And then the other thing that really pissed me off was that they were like, oh, there's gonna be another season. We never got that.
Yeah.
They only had 4 of the Defenders, and I was like, where's Namor? Where is Doctor Strange? Because he was a part of the Defenders at one point. We're missing a hell of a lot more people, fam, than just 4. Like, what happened?
Yeah, true. But all I can say for sure is Blade and Moon Knight are coming soon, so that's another.
Yeah. That's cool. I can live with that.
You know what? What Marvel show that already crashed and burned so hard? Cloak and Dagger on site.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't even watched it. I
didn't even bother with that one.
Dude,
I haven't watched Cloak and Dagger.
Crashed and burned, dude.
Pretty much my thing at this point. God. My thing at this point is I'm like
ending Humans. I never saw the Humans.
And that one too. That one crashed and burned as well.
That one was
Both
horrible.
of them had their first seasons canceled. Fucking hell!
Wow.
At this point, you can pretty much ignore them. I mean,
that was ridiculous.
The great thing with Marvel Studios with the recent shows is that they're like, okay, WandaVision onward, since that was the first one they did. These are actually going to be connected to this stuff. Everything else is like, look, we said they were connected, but realistically, you never actually saw anyone show up in them except for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So we can ignore pretty much all of them.
They're like, listen, we're just going to take the Inhumans and just trickle them all in the timeline throughout. That's all we're going to do.
Yeah, because I'm like, with the Inhumans, I'm like, okay, so one of the shows they're doing right now is Miss Marvel.
Yep.
One of the characters on Miss Marvel is Lockjaw, which appeared in the dog that appeared in.
She has her own show right now?
They're making it.
They're making it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's going to be a Hulu exclusive, right? Is that what I heard?
No, that one's going to be Disney Plus. Any of the, as they're pretty much calling it, the official Marvel Studios shows are going to be on Disney Plus. The only stuff that's going to Hulu are the stuff that isn't really connecting to it.
I'm going to stick with my Disney minus.
Disney minus?
Get the fuck out of here.
Disney minus.
Disney minus, man. I ain't paying $30 just so I can watch stuff for free. Watch stuff that comes in the theaters.
Well, first off, you're not gonna be able to watch The Mandalorian in theaters because that shit's in Disney Plus, man.
Who said I wanted to watch it?
Wait, what?
I haven't even seen it yet, to be honest.
What?
The Mandalorian
I haven't seen The Mandalorian. I haven't even seen. What was it? The Wild? Is it the Wild Bunch or the Ragtag or something like that?
You're talking about the Bad Batch.
The Bad
Every time I see that title, I want to say
the Wild Bunch, the Ragtag.
I haven't seen the Bad Batch either, so I can't tell you anything about that.
I'm too hooked. There's so many other shows that I've been hooked on lately besides Squid Games. I've been hooked on so many other shows. I'm trying very hard to catch up. I'm trying.
Wait, how
But-
far have you gotten? Okay, side note, just to ask real quick, Joe, how far have you gotten on Squid Game actually?
I beat it. I finished it. I finished it.
Yeah, you beat the game.
I beat it. Yeah.
What exactly were you beating to it?
No, come on, Octave.
I did the little honeycomb. I was like, yep.
Oh shit. Oh man.
Um,
6 killed me. That 6th episode killed me, man.
Oh no. I think my soul left my body after like game 4.
Oh,
Game 4 and 3, those kind of left my soul.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't
Don't
begin to
even.
describe.
The
I'm not even say.
4 was legendary. 4 was legendary.
4 is some straight up.
That was. Woo!
4 was playing with 4D chess with your heart and mind, dude. That was just ridiculously.
Like game 4 probably made me hate the creators with a passion for making me feel something. And I was like, man, I have it really good.
Yeah, like sweet Jesus. Oh. Okay, sorry about that, Octave. Continue on.
You know what?
Yeah,
At this point, we've talked more about other stuff than the actual subject, which I'm actually perfectly fine on. This is always meant to be like a sort of special episode, since it'll be. I'm hoping at least I should be able to get it done. Pretty much on the week of my birthday, so birthday special. So
Hey, yes.
One time for the birthday, bitch. Hey.
the only thing I'm gonna say,
Okay.
anyways,
All right.
I don't know.
And
If
is that it? Or I don't know.
I kind of feel like it. I mean, the only thing I could really say, going back to the canceled animated movies, which is what I was talking about 10 years ago, like with the Kingdom of the Sun. I mean, regardless of it, there is a lot of that stuff out there. You can pretty much read the entire plot line out of it.
Mhm.
It's still fascinating. What's fascinating to me about this, about Me and My Shadow, pretty much any other animated movie that's ever been canceled, is always just the what if scenario about it. Like, you don't know if it would have been a good movie. You don't know if it would have been a great movie, a bad movie, whatever. Just because we only have whatever information to have out there based on it. So on that front, I don't know. You know what? I completely lost what I was even talking about. But you know what? It's okay. This was actually a really fun chat, just going through a bunch of bullshit. This canceled.
We've even lost the whole topic because of this.
Yeah.
Oh, see?
I might have
I've been
changed the
waiting
title
to do
from
this shit with
canceled
y'all.
animated movies to
Yeah.
bullshit we pull out of our asses.
As usual.
But
As
you know what?
usual.
When I'm finally free and COVID free, I want to hang out with y'all and go back to Horchateria again.
Yes, let us go because it's been
Horchateria.
way too long.
Yeah, isn't that the place
Yeah.
we went to?
Horchateria, or you mean Ukrave? Because
Was it you? I think it was Ucrave. Yeah, we went to Ucrave.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was like, what the fuck are you talking about, Horchateria?
I don't know. I thought that's
But-
where we were. I don't know.
But Horchateria,
It's been a while.
that's a really good horchata place here in San
Oh,
Antonio.
Wait, is
I
that an
gotta-
actual
I have-
place?
Yeah, it's right across
Yeah,
the
it's
street
an
from where
actual
we
place.
were.
Yeah, it's right by the San
noticed.
Fernando Library. It's really freaking
Dude,
good.
yeah,
I'll tell you
it's
that.
it's really it was right there when we talked about it when we sat down.
Yep. Other than that can be said. I think that's pretty much it. I
Yep.
guess.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
all right,
We've
then.
got
This
to
is
wrap
not
it up
going
now.
the way I planned it, but you know what? It was still
It's-
fun. We still got a lot of content here to talk about. That was fun. I think people are gonna enjoy it regardless. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a closing statement, which is thank you for listening. This has been Octaviano Macias, host of I Can't Believe It's Not the Mouse. We talked a lot of bullshit today, but it was all worth it.
Yes, it was definitely worth it, honestly.
That's Arnel Regis. You want to promote anything before we go?
No, other than the fact that you guys all have a very safe and very awesomely spooky Halloween. Just watch as much horror movies as you can.
I just want to point out that technically when this goes up, it'll be after Halloween.
Holy
Oh, fuck.
shit.
Whoops.
I'm keeping
But
that in, though.
anyway, after Halloween, then I guess I'll hope you guys for an early Thanksgiving, I guess.
Gobble gobble, motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Joe? You got anything?
The only thing I got is catch me on Twitch. Like I said, every other day I try. Usually after 4 p.m. Pacific time, unless it's Sundays and Mondays. Morbid Days. MORBIDDAYS. I'm on
All right.
Twitch. That's it.
And of course, if you enjoyed this, do support us on Patreon. I got my own Patreon. That's www.patreon.com/SciCams, SAICAMS. Yeah, just support me there, and hopefully next time we'll be more on topic.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we will. No worries.
Yeah, this was a fun first time to, have this, all three of us together. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe I'll do the Lego movie sometime soon.
Oh, yes, definitely. Put me on blast there because I'm going to be going on a rant on that one for a while and all the Lego movies.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, we
I'll
must.
definitely try to get you for all the Lego movies
Exactly.
individually.
We must make that shit clip and connect. Fuck.
Get out.
All right.
Hey, what? We must hit every movie brick by brick. Damn it.
Okay, I'm getting this close to shutting this all down.
Yeah, please do.
Sorry.
You
All
stopped
right,
it.
see ya next time.
See you later.
This time I'm putting my foot down. Hey, just wanted to say thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Comment below if you had any thoughts on this. And if you want to support me even more, there's always the option of Patreon. Yes, I have a Patreon. Patreon would be a great way to help me grow this channel, as it's a great way to get equipment, a great way to let me know what you guys like, and it's a great way to help me financially. Just saying, the more I have on Patreon, the more time I'll have for these videos. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.